It most likely would also be liable or subject to paying fines
it is
for
liable
refusing
to pay fines.
refusing to pay its levies.
This matter is not a judicial matter. It is a regulatory matter. It may only become a judicial matter if the party which is subject to obeying with the laws disagrees with the laws. In that case, the step that party takes is to go to the court to obtain a declaration. It is not for the party that has a right to enforce laws to begin to pick and choose. In fact, what you're telling the master to do is, okay, NLNG, all companies which complain about the law, the master should just relax, and yet the same country will turn back and say the master is not enforcing a statutory responsibility. EFCC does not go to court to go and get a declaration from the court on whether or not it's entitled to investigate matters, or whether or not it's entitled to investigate certain people.
So it was a wrong move for the master to have gone to court in the first place?
It was not a wrong move.
Miscalculated.
But it was a move which was goaded on by NLNG in a deception that it was going to cooperate with the circumstances. There was an option. The master exercised an option amongst several options at the time.
But since all of this argument is based on something that you know that the, NLNG is hanging on to, something in law, some would say that the courts is just the best place to sort it out.
No. Why? Maybe that question should have been put to NLNG. Why, in the face of a legislation, will they refuse to obey the legislation as opposed to obey the legislation and going on to court to challenge that legislation? Okay, it's very important that we get the regulatory framework of this country in perspective, because that is at the core of good governance in the country.
Okay, tell us what happened the last time where the former DG tried to get NLNG to pay, and how it ended.
To the best of my knowledge, the past administration of NIMASA did not go out to enforce the law. They were negotiating and trying to find a soft landing for NLNG. They did not go out to enforce the law. So this current administration has gone out to enforce the law, the letter of the law.
All right. So who knows how all of this went. So we'll wait and see what comes up from that negotiation, which the government authorities are going to get into now. We understand they've waded in, as you confirmed.
And by the way, we invited NLNG.
Oh, yeah. And, well, they're not here yet. So we still hope that they come forward and speak up on this if they really don't want to pay tax in perpetuity, you say?
In perpetuity.
Amazing. All right, then Meka Akagwa goes to counsel to NIMASA. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll take a moment for the headline news now with Nata Igbe.
Thank you, Chamberlain. Here are the headlines. The 2015 presidential elections may be 2 years away, but in the ruling People's Democratic Party, some groups are already publicly giving their support to candidates of their choice. The Ogun State PDP has endorsed President Goodluck Jonathan as candidate for the party come 2015. The national auditor of the party, Mr. Adewale Adeyanju, who is from that region at one of the party's events, tipped President Jonathan as the party's flag bearer in 2015. Meanwhile, endorsing President Jonathan for 2015 is not wrong in its sense. In fact, coming from a party member, it's the right decision. That's the belief of a Lagos lawyer, Mr. Festus Keyamo. Mr. Keyamo, however, criticizes the notion of the turn-by-turn and the national cake mentality being implied by the national auditor of the PDP. And yesterday marked the 3rd anniversary of the passing of late President Umaro Musa Yar'Adua, and of course President Jonathan remembers their partnership with great loss. The President's advisor on media and publicity, Dr. Ruben Abati, told our correspondent that his principle is asking Nigerians to emulate the exemplary commitment of the late President by upholding due process. And on the foreign scene, the results are in for general elections held in Malaysia, showing the ruling National Front coalition has won with 2/3 of seats confirmed. Prime Minister Najib Razak's Barisan Nasional coalition passed the threshold of 222-seat parliament. Although 80% of registered voters cast ballots, the defeated opposition leader Anwar Ibrahim accused the party of widespread fraud before and during the polls. Those are the headlines. Sunrise Daily will continue in a moment.
number than they portable. It means I took a party and come to MTN. Easy. You enjoy the car with the way no get the back too. The number where you there use now and before carry the go. Yeah. I don't follow. I don't follow. I don't follow MTN. I need the same number. So I don't play to MTN.
You too can switch to MTN and still retain your number from other networks. Walk into any MTN authorized outlet and send the word port to 3232.
MTN, everywhere you go.
All right, then, welcome back. Well, yes, we'll be turning our attention to, yes, it's focused on it for a while now. It's still out there. But we're joined now by Frank Mba, who is the first Public Relations Officer. He joins us from our Abuja studios. Morning, thank you for coming on today. Well, last week we did talk about this matter, this police ban on tinted windows in vehicles. Give us a background to this matter. Yes, we know that Malaki did shed some light on it last week. But what is the stance of the police concerning that matter as we speak?
Yeah. Good morning, Chamberlain, and good morning to everyone in the studio. I think we have tried as much as possible to make the stand of the Nigerian police very clear on the controversy. I mean, it ought not to be a controversy on the issue of tinted glasses, the prohibition of tinted glasses, the prohibition of the use of tinted glasses on vehicles flying on Nigerian roads. The basic thing is the Nigerian police is a law enforcement agency created by law and designed to enforce the laws of the land. And then in this country, there is a law called the Motor Vehicle Prohibition of Tinted Glasses Act, CAP M21 Laws of the Federation. And then that law expressly says that except with the permission of appropriate authority and on good cause, that no Nigerian or no person should be allowed to ply our roads with vehicles fitted with tinted glasses. The law went on to probably make its position very clear and says it doesn't matter whether those glasses were tinted in any way, shaded lightly or thickly, colored in any manner, as long as it makes it difficult for persons or objects in the vehicle to be seen clearly, as long as it renders obscure or invisible objects or persons in the vehicle. And then this is the law that we are